No matter how many years go by, no matter how many scandals or lessons learned, stans never actually grow. This community has been a joke time and time again, and honestly, it's no shock that in 2025, we're still stuck in the same toxic cycles. The real reason this fandom feels like non-stop chaos? Too many stans are surface level. Quick to hype, just as quick to tear down. We take 2 steps forward, then fall 10 steps back. And sure, there are good apples, fans who care, who uplift, who genuinely want better. But the loud, reckless ones? They make this space exhausting, even unsafe. So when people say they don't want to get into K-pop because of the fandom drama, I get it. It's hard to enjoy the art when the community meant to celebrate it is tearing itself apart. If we want this fandom to actually grow, we need less drama, more self-awareness, and that starts with us. Hello again, Rosieries to the channel that people have a beef with for whatever reason. Strap in, because we need to talk right now. Okay, let me just say this before I combust. If I hear one more person say they deserve better, I might have to launch myself into orbit. Like, be so for real right now. What exactly do they deserve? A personal planet? A Nobel Prize? Because last I checked, they received numerous high-profile brand endorsements and commercial deals, modeled for their respective brands, casted in a K-drama, and had a center part in the group Comeback. What else is left? World domination? This phrase has become the default response when stans want to complain but have zero clue what they're even mad about. It's like saying vibe check when you walk into a room and just feel vaguely uncomfortable. You don't know what's wrong, but you feel it. That's they deserve better in stan speak. Vague, passive-aggressive, and low-key a little dramatic. And don't get me wrong, sometimes idols do get mistreated. That's valid. But can we stop pretending that not getting 3 extra seconds of screen time in a group teaser or MV or getting less lines in a song is oppression? Some of y'all act like your bias is living in exile when they're literally booked and busy. Let's call it what it is. You didn't get the fanfic version of events you were hoping for, and now you're typing in all caps. Chill, your fave's fine. You're just mad they didn't wink in your direction. Not every setback is sabotage, and not every move means a company hates their idol. We've already dragged selective outrage. Now let's get into the clown show that is selective forgiveness. You know the drill. Your bias drops the ball, messes up big time, maybe even goes viral for the wrong reasons, but oh no, once that apology hits, boom, instant redemption. No second guessing. No, that apology feels fake. They just slap on those forgiveness goggles and move on like nothing happened. But wait, flip the channel and watch the chaos. Another idol, even one who comes through with a heartfelt apology, suddenly gets side-eyed harder than your ex's texts. Fake apology, PR stunt, doesn't mean anything. The whole stan FBI squad comes out ready to investigate and cancel like it's a crime scene. Selective forgiveness? More like selective judge and jury. It's like stans have a forgiveness menu with their bias circled in glitter and the rest crossed out in red. Apologies are no longer about sincerity or growth. They're just ammo in the stan wars. If your fave apologizes, it's angelic. If it's someone else, welcome to Fake News Central. This isn't just double standards. It's a full-on stan circus where the popcorn's free and the drama's always served fresh. So next time you catch yourself turning a blind eye for your bias but roasting another's apology, pause and ask, are you forgiving the person or just your version of them? Selective forgiveness isn't loyalty. It's bias with a crown. Please, let's stop the delusion for 5 seconds, I beg. Not every comeback is a cultural reset, spiritual awakening, and revolution of sound. Just because your fave blinked in the teaser. I promise it's okay to say, I love them, but this song sounds like a demo left over from 2018. We're living in a K-pop dystopia where someone could release a 2-minute loop of elevator music, with the chorus being la la la, yeah yeah, let's go. And you'll still see comments like, they ate, OMGGGG. Ate what? A rice cracker? Be serious. Listen, I get it. You've followed them since pre-debut. You voted for them. You bought the album. You feel emotionally invested. But supporting your fave doesn't mean you have to cosplay as Simon Cowell on Opposite Day. If the beat is giving toothpaste commercial and the lyrics read like a kindergarten chant, we can be real about it. You can still stan, still stream, still buy 6 versions of the album, and admit the song was mid. That's not betrayal, that's taste. Respect your ears and the art form, please. So next time your fave drops a comeback, pause before you scream, they ate. Ask yourself honestly, ate what? Because if it's crumbs, let's not lie and call it a feast. No matter how many years go by, no matter how many scandals or lessons learned, stans never actually grow. They love to act like they're progressive, supportive, and emotionally intelligent, but let an idol show real humanity, something messy, uncomfortable, or complex, and suddenly it's mass unstan season. Stans say they want honesty, but what they actually want is a curated version of honesty that fits their parasocial fantasy. They're fine when idols cry during a speech or talk about their mental health in vague PR-approved terms, but the minute an idol dares to be messy, contradictory, or even slightly off-script, they're dragging them, posting threads, and demanding apologies. That's not humanity, that's control. There's a fine line between wanting to hold your faves accountable and just wanting a reason to be angry all the time. And don't even get me started on the double standards. Male idols can get away with murder, sometimes literally, while female idols get crucified for breathing wrong or something controversial. Female idols are more likely to be attacked and criticized ruthlessly a lot more than male idols, and I've witnessed this time and time again. Stans will even go out their way to make excuses for the male idol even when they know that person messed up. People act like the industry is toxic, but forget that stans uphold that toxicity every single day with their bias, their performative outrage, and their fake morality. This community isn't genuine anymore. It's built on control, image, delusion, superficial, biased, and defensive to a fault. Until stans accept that human flaws can't be brushed aside just to protect an image, K-pop will stay stuck in the same toxic cycle, and the fandom will keep rotting underneath the surface glitter. Until stans start confronting the fact that they don't actually want their idols to be human, K-pop will never evolve. It'll just keep rotting beneath the glam and glitter. If your whole personality is just being a stan, girl, you're not ready for real life. There's a big fat difference between loving your bias and having absolutely zero identity outside of idol worship. Like, if a comeback delay ruins your entire mood, your week, your existence, maybe it's time to step outside and get a little fresh air. K-pop is fun, but it's not the apocalypse if your fave drops their album late. Chill, breathe, take a break from the endless stan chaos. Being a stan is great and all, but when your personality is basically just screaming into Twitter voids and hitting refresh on the same 10 posts, that's a problem. Real life? It's messy, complicated, and not all about your biases, eyeliner, or dance moves. If you're losing sleep over a missed live video on Weverse or a canceled fan sign, you might want to rethink your priorities. So here's a little tough love. You can stan hard and still be a functioning human being. Promise. Find some hobbies, talk to people who don't obsess over the latest MV, and maybe, just maybe, live a little outside the stan bubble. Your sanity will thank you. People love to wear the mental health advocate badge like it's the hottest accessory every single time. They post deep quotes, share self-care routines, and preach be kind like it's the gospel until the fan war starts. Then suddenly, it's like mental health took a long vacation while keyboard warriors come out swinging with the nastiest clapbacks and bullying tactics. You know the type, woke AF in your timeline but ready to drag strangers like it's a competitive sport. Mental health matters, they say, right before roasting a random stan for having the audacity to like a different bias or opinion. The irony? It's thicker than a bingsu bowl. They'll slam someone's faves, body shame idols, hate people with differing opinions, and send hate DMs faster than you can say stan culture, all while preaching empathy on their story posts. Here's the real talk. If you're serious about mental health, your kindness shouldn't clock out when the drama pops off. Being an ally means owning your online behavior, not flexing your I care fiasco only when it's convenient. Because nothing screams, I got my life together, like making someone else's mental state worse while pretending to be a beacon of light. So next time you see someone typing up a storm in a fan war, just remember, mental health isn't a costume you wear for clout. It's a lifestyle, not a hashtag. Some idols are only famous because their fandom has a chokehold on reality and refuses to let go. Like, let's be honest. There are idols out here who are giving low-energy karaoke, at best, but their fans are hyping them, like they just brought back Michael Jackson and choreographed the resurrection. You know exactly who I'm talking about. Every group has at least one member that is aggressively there. Not terrible, not amazing, just chilling in the mid-lane, vibing. And that's fine. But the moment I say, that live vocal was a bit shaky, someone's in my DMs acting like I insulted their bloodline. Suddenly they're all-rounders, triple threats, underrated geniuses. Girl, they just sang 3 lines and did a finger heart. Let's normalize saying, yeah, my fave is cute, but maybe vocals aren't their ministry. Or she's got visuals for days, but the rap verse sounded like a warm-up. That's not hate. That's called honesty. And your fave will survive it, I promise. Delulu fandoms need to take a deep breath and a reality check. Not everyone is Beyoncé reincarnated, and that's okay. But gaslighting the entire internet into believing mediocrity is excellence? Whew. Olympic-level mental gymnastics. So yes, some idols are famous solely because their fandom never left the denial stage. And guess what? We all see it. First of all, don't blame others for your bullshit. Don't blame the companies. Take a long, hard look in the mirror, bozo, and you'll see the problem. Some of y'all are the final boss in your own fave's downfall. Like, no, your group didn't flop because of company sabotage or bad timing or Mercury retrograde. They flopped because their fandom was too busy typing paragraph essays under troll tweets instead of, I don't know, streaming the actual comeback. You can't stream drama and expect chart success. That ain't how math works, babe. While y'all are throwing shade, crafting Delulu conspiracy threads, and fighting 12-year-olds over fan wars, your faves are out here performing to crickets and echo. Be so for real. Some fandoms are so allergic to accountability, they'd rather accuse Spotify of muting their streams than admit they simply didn't show up. Imagine being so good at dragging other fandoms, yet forgetting to buy even one version of your fave's 6-version album. That's villain origin story behavior. And don't get me started on the "we're too underrated" excuse. No, you're just too chronically online to hit replay on the music video. If you love your group, support them like you mean it. Not with drama threads and passive-aggressive fan cams, but with real numbers, real support, and a little bit of common sense. At the end of the day, it's not sabotage. It's self-destruction, and the call is coming from inside the fandom. Alright, let's unpack something real quick before the parasocial police come knocking. Idols are not your therapists, your besties, or your trauma pen pals. They don't owe you a crying live stream, a vulnerability arc, or a tell-all on their deepest emotional scars just because you clicked like on a fan cam 3 times. Some of y'all treat idols like broken dolls you want to fix for character development points. You don't need to see them sobbing on camera like it's a Netflix drama to prove they're real. They eat food. They sleep. They probably scroll TikTok at 2 a.m. like the rest of us. But what they don't need to do is hand over their diary entries just to keep your interest. Why is it that the moment an idol says, "I'm okay," the comments flood with, "They're lying, I know pain when I see it." Sis, they said they're okay. Let them be okay. Not every smile is hiding a breakdown, and not every silence is a cry for help. Boundaries exist. Privacy exists. You're not entitled to every corner of their soul just because you watched one behind-the-scenes vlog and decided you're spiritually married. Support your faves by cheering them on, not by trying to emotionally dissect them like it's an episode of Grey's Anatomy. Let's stop treating idols like therapy projects and start respecting them as performers, professionals, and people. Revolutionary concept, I know. Let's get one thing straight. A lot of y'all don't actually care about scandals. You care about drama. You care about retweets. You care about watching someone crumble under 480p screenshots from 2017 and feeling like the lead prosecutor in a courtroom no one asked for. You're not serving justice, you're serving mess. And you're loving it. If idols breathe wrong, you're in the quote tweets calling it problematic air. They could apologize, reflect, donate their entire net worth, and still someone's gonna pop up like, okay, but remember when they blinked suspiciously in 2019? Be honest. You're not mad. You're entertained. You're not protecting anyone. You're just addicted to feeling superior for 5 seconds on a timeline full of strangers. It's like y'all collect apologies like Pokemon cards. You don't actually care if someone changes. You just want the satisfaction of dragging them until they disappear. And then wondering why non-K-pop fans view us as a joke. Morality isn't trending. Performative outrage is, and deep down, some of you aren't fighting for accountability. You're fighting boredom with a side of clout. So next time you feel the urge to dig up a mistake someone made while you were still learning how to spell cancel, ask yourself, do I want justice? Or do I just want to be petty with a moral dress code? Yeah, thought so. At the end of the day, K-pop is about the music, the passion, and the connection it creates, not the stupid chaos that too often overshadows it. If we really want this community to thrive, it's on us to cut through the noise, hold ourselves accountable, and build something better. Because no fandom is perfect, but we can choose to be better. Thanks for listening, Rogieries. Let's keep it real, keep it respectful, and, most importantly, keep supporting the art we love without being toxic. If you like this video, then go ahead and like, subscribe, and click that notification bell to get more content. Until next time, bye.